Hi, this is Michael Orrell for MobileBurn.com, and today I have with me the Sanyo Zio for Sprint. It's manufactured by Kyocera, and it features a 3.2 megapixel camera and Android 2.1 operating system. It's available for $99.99 after a $100 mail-in rebate. So here's the Zio in its box. Nothing too extraordinary. Here's the phone itself. Let's open it up, see what else is in the box here. Looks like we've got the getting started guide in English and Spanish, and then 2-language user guide as well, and just some quote-unquote important information. Recycling bag if you choose to recycle your old device. It's a adapter card for micro SD to SD, because the Zio comes with a 2 gig card, micro SD card installed. And then here is the charger, just regular USB type charger. Cable plugs in here, and then a micro USB connector on this end. Okay, so here's the Zio itself. It's a really nice device. I saw this back in March at CTIA, and felt kind of light and hollow, and not that solid. But this device feels much better. Weighs about 3.7 ounces, and if you look in profile, it's about a ½ inch thick. Not too bad at all. Nice large 3.5-inch wide VGA display. That's 480 pixels by 800 pixels, but we'll show you that later when I power it up. Let's take a look at the hardware controls. On this edge here, you can see we've got a covered port for the 3.5mm headphone jack. Volume control right there. Another port down here at the bottom. That's probably going to be micro USB for charging, and it is. On the back of the phone, you've got the lens for the 3.2 megapixel autofocus camera. On the other edge here, we've got the covered micro SD memory card slot. If I can get the card out of here, you can see it's a 2 gig card. Comes pre-installed. And down here we have the dual stage camera shutter button, so you can press it in a little bit to focus and all the way to take the photo. On the top of the phone, not too much, just the lanyard fixing point here and a nice metal cover. And on the bottom, just the hole for the microphone. Really nice design. You can see, like I already mentioned, we've got the 3.5-inch capacitive touchscreen display. There's a trackball right down here. Call send button, call end also doubles as the power button, and then there's some touch sensitive buttons across the bottom. I'll show you those when I power up the device. Now that the device is powered up, I'm going to activate it here. A little bit slow to respond to the power button. Strong haptic feedback whenever I tap on anything. I mean, really strong. See, we've got, looks like probably going to be 5 home screen panels. See if we can use the D-pad to, we can use the trackpad to move back and forth. Main menu. So if you look down at the bottom of the screen here, you'll notice the new logo for the Sprint ID packs. Tap on that and you'll see we've got 2 installed. It's the default My ID and the currently running Sprint one. We'll switch over to My ID and you'll see that it pulls up a fairly generic looking version of Android. Having some trouble here swiping. But you can see it's pretty generic looking. We go back to this and tap on Sprint and we'll be right back where we were before. Quickly changing basically theme, some icons and widgets and stuff like that. So I'm going to go back into the ID application and we're going to try to download a new ID pack so we can see what it looks like. Let's get the Business Pro one. We'll install that, agree to the terms. Back out, and you can see there's some other ones up here like say Yahoo, for example. You notice up at the top, the notification area, you can see we're downloading it now. Going to install the Yahoo one as well. Now that the new ID packs have been downloaded, we're going to go in here so we can install it. Let's do the Business Pro pack first. You can see it's saying it's installing ringtones, wallpapers. I'm not sure what the autocomplete is. Maybe it's adding dictionary entries or something. Oh, and a bunch of new applications getting installed with it. And we should be coming to the end here. Appears to be alphabetical, so WeatherBug should be one of the last. And here we go. It's new wallpaper, and you can see the widgets and everything coming up. New clock. New calendar widget as well. So pretty cool. Let's go and install Yahoo's ID pack and see what that looks like. And it's finishing up here. And here is the Yahoo pack. Doesn't appear to be too much in terms of widgets pre-configured in this one. Jump into the main menu. You can see there's all sorts of new applications installed now. The Business Pro one installed Asterisk Tasks, for example. That's still there even though we're running the Yahoo pack now. So there's a lot more applications installed. And of course we can still quickly switch back and forth. Go back to Business Pro, for example. It's not unlike HTC's scenes that it uses on the Sense user interface devices. I'm going to jump into the Manage part of the application, see if we can uninstall something. Tap on Yahoo's pack, and you can see there's a Manage button. You can go through and mark all the applications. So we could say get rid of all the applications, all the ringtones, but we're going to leave the wallpapers there, and then we could remove it. So this way you can choose which content you want without having to keep 30 applications that might come with an ID pack just because you want one of them. You can of course go in and remove the pack itself. There's only those 6 wallpapers left, so it's all automatically selected, and we'll just say get rid of everything. And now when we jump back here, you'll notice we do still have the Business Pro one that we installed, but the Yahoo pack is now gone. So I've turned on Wi-Fi and hooked up a Google Gmail account to the device just so we could take a look at some of the other functions. First let's take a look at all the stock widgets. These all come pre-installed. And I recognize some of these here as being the Touchdown Exchange client by NitroDesk, which is great. It's my favorite Exchange client for the Android platform. Right now let's head on over here to the new Contacts widgets. It's part of the Sprint pack. It's kind of cool. Quick access to your favorite contacts and recent contacts as well. Of course you can always get to those other ways. Here's the contacts, and of course here are just the favorites. I'm going to jump into the settings here so we can take a look at some things. You might have noticed I've run into some trouble with the touchscreen, and I'm going to show you some issues a little bit later too, especially when I get into the email. You can see this actually says it's running Android 2.1 Update 1, which is the current version of Android 2.1. That's in stark contrast to the Android 1.6 that Kyocera had originally said the device would be running, so it's great to see that. I'm totally surprised right here. It's the first time I've noticed it.